Hey guys, this is John from Ecommerce SEO. Excuse my voice this morning. I've lost my voice a little bit over the weekend, but I just wanted to go through this video quickly this morning. And this is sort of relevant to not only ecom store owners, but certainly ecom agency owners if they're running search engine optimization campaigns. And then even further to that, ecom store owners who are engaging an agency to do their SEO work. This is the graph I've got here is obviously we're in Google Search Console, and I'm just going to show you two clients that we're working with currently, and sort of the lead time it's taken to generate results. Now, when you obviously go and talk to a client and engage a client about doing an SEO campaign, the mantra with any SEO company is generally that this SEO and this type of campaign is going to take time, and you find that most store owners will go, yeah, that's fine. I understand. And then inevitably what happens, you roll out the first month and you talk about, roll out the work, both on page and off page, and not much changes. And then you get into the second month and the same thing. You're still working on a lot of on page, depending on the size of the store, and you're starting to roll out your off page SEO as well. And then by the end of the second month, there hasn't been much change, and that's when the store owner generally starts to ask a few questions. And worst case scenario, they're going to leave, but also, they start putting the pressure on, and then you can start. There's that temptation to do things quicker than what you should, building excess velocity of links than you normally would, and just to try and appease the client. So the thing with any SEO campaign, if you do the on-page work, and so that's going to take time for Google to come and crawl the site, revalue the pages and revalue the site, and then actually index those pages correctly, and then actually rank those pages correctly. And that all takes time, and it takes longer now than it did, say, 5 years ago or even 2 years ago. So the key with it is trusting in your strategy and having patience. And I've got an example here. So this site here, it was doing okay, doing reasonable revenue, 800 clicks a day. So it's a medium sort of size site, actually in the automotive market. It's on WooCommerce. We had to do essentially a full site rebuild. The good thing about this site, it had a lot of content. So on the category pages and all the product pages had a lot of content. So we were able to utilize that, but we redid all the structure, all the internal linking. We disavowed a heap of spammy, toxic type links within the link profile. Rolled all that out, and we started here. It was actually sort of the beginning of 2019, so I don't have the full graph open. So we did all that, and then it wasn't until, if you look at this graph here, we started at the start of 2019, and we get to this sort of point here in June. So 6 months in, and not a lot has happened, but we spent 2 months, even 2.5 months, just fixing the on page because there was so much work to do. We did a little bit of off page as that was happening. So it wasn't until we got even till end of July here, we started to see we were breaching this 800 clicks a day, and then you can see it's continued to breach 800, and then we're getting a nice, continue to get this nice increase here. So it's taken a full 12 months to really see some gains, but also you need to put it all in context. So even though this site, so we're at, say, 750 clicks here, and the highest point is 1,100 clicks. So, we've increased 200 to 300 clicks a day on average, but revenue, that proportion of traffic increase, the revenues increase is a lot more than that, a lot more in proportion, because when we redid the site, and the speed of the site, and the conversion rate, and all those things we did, the conversions on the site has actually gone up dramatically. So that's why you need to look at the holistic approach, and not just look at the rankings and the volume of traffic, but the entire process of improving the site, so you start to increase conversions. So that's just one example with a bit of lead time. Now this next one, similar, lower clicks per day, and same sort of thing. We started on this around about this point here, so end of October in 2018. Again, we did a full site rebuild. This one's on WooCommerce as well. And we did get some steady improvements all the way through to sort of March 2019. Then we had, it was looking really nice here, and then we had a bit of a pullback. And we didn't know what this was, but we actually realized afterwards and found out that it was to do with a technical issue on the client side with the processes they were using. And they did some changes on the site which we didn't know about, and had this decrease. So that was a little bit hard to take, both for the client and us, but we worked out what it was and we went, that's fine, we'll fix it. So we got all that sorted, but we didn't see any changes. It was another sort of 3 months until we saw anything happen, and then all of a sudden we get this massive spike here, and that traffic has just almost doubled in that very short period of time. Now the thing with this was actually one of Google's core algorithm updates, or part of the increase was part of the algorithm, a recovery with the algorithm update. But we were confident in our process, confident in our strategy. So when that core algorithm update actually rolled out, we saw the boost in our site. So we know we would have recovered it anyway, but the core algorithm update just helped. So. But again, you can see it's taken a good 12 months to really start to get some traction. So my point is, you've got to be patient with SEO. There's a lot of people out there still saying we can get you to page 1 in 3 months, etc. And they're actually not charging months, but it's all vanity stuff. It's not sustainable, and there's a lot of those guys are salesmen just trying to sell you a service. And obviously there's a load of content out there about paid traffic, and paid traffic's great. We do paid traffic as well, but we look at it as only one part of the process. See here, now this site here, this traffic's going to, as long as we don't have an issue, this traffic's going to stay there, and it's free every day for this client. Yeah, they're paying us a monthly retainer, but that traffic is essentially free, that's going to continue on and grow over time, and they're not paying per click or per impression to get that traffic. They're also doing paid traffic as well. So put all those together and you start to get a sustainable business model. So my point is, just don't ignore proper SEO and building that sustainability over time. Roll out your paid advertising when you're starting or as part of your process, but allow some budget to build your SEO, because as you can see here, once it kicks in and once you put in that work and be patient, you start kicking big goals. And the way SEO works, the more you rank, the more you rank. So once you start to generate some big traffic terms, and you pull in more traffic, and more traffic is a ranking signal. So the more traffic you get, sort of thing. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy a little bit. So just make sure you consider that when you're working out how you're going to drive traffic to your site. Okay, that's all I got for today. Just wanted to show you those some examples of real world examples of sort of the lead time and how a traffic campaign can work for SEO. Thanks. See you in the next video.